Thanks, Ash. Thanks, Tank. Get off the bus, so I'll talk to you in a second.
To allow for social distancing treatment,
Yeah, I'm gonna miss her.
please stand behind the red line.
We're all gonna miss her. Thanks, sunshine, thanks. Yeah, I mean, she was young. Can't, say what I would have done differently. You can't go back and things. I wish I wouldn't have gotten back to her twice.
Careful.
But like I said, you can't replay things in your head. That's what it is. But dang, man, I really thought she would have made it another 10 years, twice as long, Like we went through a lot together, more than anyone else. She was my best friend for a long time. There's a time when I didn't have any friends except for her. Hawaii can be pretty lonely sometimes. Especially this. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Yeah, I'd never been closer to a cat before Moses. I found Moses, she was in a bush when she was a kitten, she was stuck in a bush. And I got her out of the bush. You always gotta make sure someone's following you. Hey Fallacious, yeah, she's Moses is in the bag here. We're gonna go bury her in the area. It's close to where I found her. I found her, like I said, in the bush when she was stuck in a bush. The first camp area we had, it was very dangerous, and I was there with her for a month or two, and there were these crazy Micronesian chicken killers, and they would hunt chickens in the middle of the night, and Moses was just a kid, and she would get so scared. We both would get so scared, and we would just like cuddle together as we heard the chickens dying. And then Moses, and then I got this one job a little further away, and so I put Moses in a backpack and moved her to the new spot. And she was just about to be almost full grown then, and so that's about when I got her fixed, about that time. And she was pretty upset when I got her fixed. But yeah, during that first year and a half, that was the hardest year for me. One of the hardest years of my life. She was right by my side. And like I said, when I found her, I had broken glasses. I had 2 left slippers, not even shoes. I had There's this big incident with me sleepwalking into a creek, and I woke up because I fell in a shock, and I woke up and I ended up getting a staph infection, and so I had boils. That's the word I was looking for. I had boils all over me, my arms and legs, my neck were covered with these red, round, nickel quarter size boils, red boils that emitted pus, and I was covered in them. So nobody wanted to come near me. I was contagious too. I had staph infection, and Moses was my only friend, and I forgot why I was talking about the staph infection. Well, I guess when I found Moses, yeah, that's right. When I found Moses, I had nothing, and I was starving, and I had never shoplifted in years since I was a kid or whatever, you know. But I found Moses, and I had enough money to get some milk because of Dominique. I'm still friends with Dominique, but Dominique sent me a little bit of money for cat food and milk, and so I went to the gas station and I got some milk. And I went and showed Moses to my weed dealer too. I was drunk. I was hanging out with these kids, these teenagers. Because when Moses was stuck in the bush, I couldn't get to her and I needed help to break all the branches. And so these kids were skating by, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get this kitten out of this bush." And then they're like, "Can you buy some alcohol?" I'm like, "Look, I'll buy you all the alcohol you want if you help me get this cat out." And so they're like, "Okay." And so they helped me got the cat out. And then I held Moses, and she was just crying like crazy all night. Like, meow, 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 meow. And then I was drinking with the kids. And then I took them to like my weed dealer, and I showed the weed dealer Moses. But then she was just crying like crazy all night. And at one point, I was like walking through her neighborhood, and she wanted to go back with her mom. And I could have done that. I saw her mom briefly, and their brothers and sisters, but I guess they were like homeless kitties, I don't know, or maybe they lived in one of those nice houses, I don't know, it's tough to tell in Hawaii. But I brought her back to my tent that first night, and she kept crying and crying and crying, and then the very first time she purred was I had her at the tent, and then we heard somebody walking up. And she was like, meow, 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 just consistently. And then we heard somebody walking up, and I was like, shh, you know. And then she stopped. And then I heard her crying. She's like, and she started purring right then and there. And then that's when she knew that I was there to protect her, you know. Because she's all crying. She was so young. She still had blue eyes. So she was less than 2 weeks old. But she knew I was there on her side when we were both trying to be quiet from the Micronesians, you know. That thumbs up. Thank you, Joey. So yeah, Moses and Keanu were best friends, but like I said, I had Moses for 1.5 years before Keanu. And with Moses, there were 3 huge storms with Moses. The first storm was we ride it out, and she was like a kitten then, and it was just the hardest rain ever. And that was right around when I got the staph infection. The second storm, we rided it out too, and it was the scariest storm ever. We were by this whole huge gulch, and it sounded like the ocean had just like moved into the gulch. It was so windy. They said wind gusts were up to like 80 miles per hour or something. And then the next morning, when I opened the tent, me and Moses got out of the tent, and it was just, it was like a hurricane, a tornado had just gone through. Like the whole thing, every tree, every branch, everything around us was destroyed. And it was a miracle. Look, if you want to know these pictures of Moses, go to Instagram, #MiraculousMoses. Because she was a miracle kitty. You know, they say cats have 9 lives. You know, I never seen a cat go through so much. But that second hurricane, we were in the tent, and I had the tent tied down to the pallet. And at one point, the wind was so strong, the pallet just started breaking, like, and I was afraid it was going to take the wind and just blow us all away. Hey, Susie. Hey, Tech. I was afraid it was just going to blow us all away. But the next day, like I said, I got out of the tent and all the branches everywhere. And it was a miracle that a huge tree didn't come and slam down on top of us. So then the third hurricane, I was like, this is all before Keanu came around too. The third hurricane, I was like, all right, we should go to a hurricane shelter or whatever. So I flagged down a cab, and the cabs were free that night. And there was only one hurricane shelter that took pets. And so it was the Pearl City one, at Pearl City High School. And so I went there, I took the cab there, and I didn't even have any money for the cab, I think. And the cab driver was just like, oh, I like cats. You know, I'll take you for free. And so he took us to there, and then we went to there, but there was nobody there at the hurricane shelter there. Everybody was riding out the storm somewhere else. And so me and Moses had the whole gymnasium to ourselves. And they had a Model T Ford set up like on display, like a museum type thing inside the school gym. And I let Moses out of her carrier for a minute. I didn't even have a carrier back then, I just had a box. I had a Target box, actually. A Target basket, which I stole from Target. It was actually Foodland, because I lived right by Foodland. So I had her, and those were good for cat baskets. So I had Moses in a Foodland basket, and I took her out of the basket for a minute. And then she ran into the Model Ford, the Model T. She ran in there and started running around the inside of the cab. She somehow got inside of it and was just roaming around the old school truck, and the people were like laughing. They're like, the kitty's in the truck, you know. But yeah, those were all before I even met Keanu. And when Keanu came around, he was just a kitten, and so Moses was fully grown. And Moses was pretty pissed the first night Keanu came. But Keanu was just so skinny and desperate for like a human. When Keanu first saw Moses, Moses was like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? And then Moses hissed at him, was like, and then Keanu, I've never seen a cat act so human. Like, it was the first day I ever got Keanu. And after Moses hissed at him, like, Moses had been gone all day, because normally I would go to work during the daytime, but that day I had the day off for whatever reason, and I found Keanu, and so I brought Keanu to the camp area where me and Moses had lived for a while, over a year and a half, and then I brought Keanu there and gave him some food, and Keanu's all happy. Keanu's like, wow, I can't believe, I hope I can stay here. I can't believe I found a human. I hope I can stay. And then he's all like, you know, hopeful, but still skeptical. Keanu was, and Keanu was just a kitten at this time. And then Moses comes back at the regular meeting time, because I would get back from work at about 5 or 6, and that's the time that she would be used to meeting me at the campsite. Because normally when you live for those of you unfamiliar with sleeping with cats, having pets at a campsite, the way that it works is the cats don't want to be out in the sun during the day, and they usually sleep during the day. Cats are generally nocturnal. So I would, you know, hang out with them all night. They would be in the tent. Then in the morning, I would give them a good meal and some fresh water. And then I would leave to work, you know, in the morning hours. And then I would be gone all day during the hottest part of the day. And then I would get back about 5 or 6, you know, make my sound. And then every single night they would come. So, like, even with Keanu, like I lost him for the fire with one night, but in the 5 years that I've had Keanu, that was the only night I didn't have him by my side. So that's why, like, every night I go to sleep, every night, Keanu comes and says goodnight to me. He'll come right next to me, and it's nothing about food or anything like that. he just comes. That's it. That's what he does. When I lay down and go to sleep, he comes and says good night. And there hasn't been any other nights. There was one night that I left Moses out, and I really regret that too. And I came back and she was like, wow, like, why'd you do that? Like, you left me. I did leave her out one night in the storm, and I apologized a million times for it. One night I left her out, and I didn't, and I stayed somewhere else. But yeah, I didn't tell you that during the first year I hadn't had her 6 months yet, and I was working like as a maintenance man at a supermarket shopping mall. And while I was working there, I was like on a ladder, like changing a light bulb or something. And there you can go, dude. Ugly bitch. Yes, you go. So I was changing a light bulb, and some English guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, you know what? I can get some biftas. And I'm like, biftas? He's like, yeah, biftas. I'm like, I don't know what those are, you know? And he's like, cigarettes. You know, and I was like, oh, cigarettes, yeah. They don't sell them at Long's. You're going to have to go to Foodland or Times, you know? He's like, thanks, mate, you know? And then he comes back like 10 minutes later. He's like, hey, do you know where I could get some herbal refreshment? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I can give you some of that, you know. And then so I hooked him up with a little weed, and then he called me back a couple hours later, and he's like, what the fuck did you lace that weed with? We don't got weed like that in England. You know, he's 18 years old, his friend Dylan. He's like, we don't have weed like that in England. I'm like, dude, it's not laced with anything. It's just really good. Hawaii has the strongest weed in the world. Why do you think I live here? You know, because my tolerance is up here. You know. Speaking of weed, not right here, but smoke a joint in this. Okay. But I'm talking about Dylan because so I becomes friends with Dylan. And then he, you know, I show him to my camp area in Moses and everything. He's like, you live out here with a God, you know? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's unbelievable. In England, everybody gets welfare, you know, or some shit. But anyways, he's like, he's living with his cousin who's in the military, because there's a lot of military in Hawaii. And, you know, I'm friends with him for a little while, and I'm working full time at at that restaurant right where we ate the McDonald's earlier. I mean, there's a business over there, an insurance company, and I'm working full time there, and it's October of 2014. Moses was born in May of 2014. But October 2014, I was working at the HMSA stuffing envelopes, but then I also had a night job working as a zombie at a haunted house on the other end of the island. And it was a fun job, and I thought, you know, Dylan, being from England and everything, and being in Hawaii for a few months, I thought it'd be a good idea to invite him to work at the job too. Normally I wouldn't, you know, invite anyone, but then that way, you know, when he goes back to England and they ask him, oh, what'd you do in Hawaii? Oh, well, I met this cool guy named Greg, and everyone called him G, and G and me and G, we walked at a haunted house, and he was the top zombie. They gave him a fake blade, a fake chainsaw, and he scared everyone. One night that guy from Lost came, yeah, the fat guy, and Mr.G chased him right off the property. The fat guy was so scared I thought he pooped his britches. That was poop coming out of his britches. No, seriously, I did really scare that fat guy from Lost, because I was the top actor there, and they had me at the end because I could really scare them, because I would just act like I'm like crazy or something. But what does this have to do with Moses? Well, me and Dylan worked at the haunted house for a little while, and I ended up staying the night at his house because it was really stormy year 2014 in Hawaii. And then so he's like, his cousin was a older, well, she was in her 30s, and she had a young daughter named Gwen, and Gwen was like 4 years old, or around that age, like an toddler. And I was hanging out there. Then eventually, the mom was like, hey, and the daughter, the little girl, liked me a lot, and she was real affectionate. She was like, she loved Moses too. Her name was Gwen. I don't really talk to them anymore, but I know a couple years after I left there, Gwen would still ask about Moses. She would be like, where's Moses? I like Moses. And Moses was really young at that point. She didn't have any health issues. And so she could be picked up and squeezed and hugged. And so, hey, Susie. But yeah, Moses was only about a year old. And so you can look on Instagram, there's a picture of Gwen hugging Moses. What's wrong, Susie? Ooh, I'm so hot. See what I'm dressed in? In Hawaii, I'm dressed like it's a winter storm. But, so I was living with the army lady and the English kid, and we were gonna have a big Thanksgiving dinner. I was supposed to cook. They were out of turkey at the store, and you know how much I love turkey, and instead they got duck. And I hate duck, I'm sorry. There used to be some homeless cats that I used to always feed over here, some orange ones. Hey, you hanging in there? You remember me? So, hey, pretty kitty. It's okay. Aw. See, there's so many homeless cats in Hawaii. It's unbelievable. There's so many hungry kitties here. I'm in Hawaii, and that's all you need to know. I'm in Honolulu, and you don't need to know my exact location. Thank you for respecting that. But back to Moses. There is one crazy guy that lives in the houses over here, and he may be the person that burned down the woods. Oh, that smells good. Fresh flowers right over here. I can't believe I used to smoke tobacco. It's so dumb. But yeah. So I lived with them for a while, but I guess Moses, she had always used the outside, because we lived outside, so I didn't need a litter box. So when I moved in with Gwen and Dylan, and Gwen was the little kid's name. When I moved into with Dylan, I didn't change the litter box. I would just buy new litter. And so she would say Moses smelled. And Moses didn't smell. It was just I never changed the litter. But also I wasn't interested in a relationship with her, with the mom. And that's kind of like what she wanted. Like we would go to the store. Like when we bought that duck, we'd go to the store, and Gwen, the little girl, would be like, I want G to hold me, It's like, okay. And so I'd like hold her, and then she like, it made it look like, we were a mom, dad, daughter. That's exactly what it looked like. And that wasn't the case at all, So I couldn't like sell myself like that, or, ill represent myself, Yeah, it's daytime and it's hot. So that December I did a performance at the Poetry Slam, and I had Dylan come and film it. So Dylan went with me. I did the Poetry Slam, and then Dylan Dylan flew back to England. I remember that JT guy would come in the chat. He's like, when's the last time you drove a real car? Because he's obviously competing with me because his girlfriend Mindy liked me a lot. Hey, women like me. Sorry, JT. Catching a tune that's before my time. But anyways, hey, come on, you good? Like, come on. Like, you shouldn't be driving if you're that bad at it. What was I talking about? So, oh, Dylan, yeah. So, Dylan went back to England. So it was just me and the mom and the daughter there. And then the mom started to be mean to me. And then the little 4-year-old started to be mean to me. And I'm like, hey, what's the fuck? See, there's this one guy with this dog over here. And get this, I haven't been in this neighborhood for like 2 years. Or I've been here once in like 2 or 3 years. But the last time I went up here, he was like yelling from his apartment, we don't want those homeless over here. But I'm not homeless. I was just doing something there, like this guy. We're not gonna have, bro. It's not gonna happen. But anyways, how did you find him, dude? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He, nice doggy. So, yeah, Momo was hiding in the closet, and at first, you know, yesterday she came out and stood on the vacuum, and then she stood on the cat carrier, like, I want to go, let's go, take me to the vet, you know. So, I invited this one guy, this musician I knew over, forget his name, it's funny, we were pretty good friends. He was this black dude, and he had a super fine girlfriend that I liked a lot. She kind of liked me. I took them to my church a few times. What the fuck? They fucking changed something up here. I might have to turn around and walk all the way back. But anyways, so Dylan went back to England, and so it was just me and the woman and the daughter. And I was just getting vibes, and she was saying, hey, what's up, Big Block? Yeah, Moses is about to be buried. She was put to sleep earlier. She's in the bag. So Dylan went back to England. I did introduce him to my friend. After, like, Dylan's cousin, I won't say it, but I could say some dirt on him on that. But after Dylan's cousin said that about Moses smelling, I was just like, and I called up my friend, I was like, hey, could you pick us up? And he ended up making a lot of money on Bitcoin. He was like, hey, you should invest in Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, but wait till me and Moses got a place, you know. So he did really well for himself. But anyways, so me and Moses went back to this camp area, and then we stayed there for a little while. And then I met Aaron, and Aaron had another camp area. He was a Hawaiian dude, and a real cool guy. And he would say Moses. He's like, I don't really like cats, but I like Moses. He's like, Moses. He said it like all Hawaiian style. Moses. But, so I went back, and then Aaron invited me to combine our campsites. Oh, really? Yeah, California's really strict on that. The only reason they did that here is because we're in Hawaii. In Hawaii, they don't follow federal regulations and stuff like they do in other states, which understandably so. But yeah, so Moses, so we went back to the camp area, then I combined camp areas with Aaron, and then I started working at this other job, and then Moses, then shortly after I met Keanu. And but you know, one thing, Moses was responsible for me going to a church for 3 years, because when I first found her, like I said, I didn't have any money. Oh, and I didn't tell you about the cat food bandit story. So when I first found Moses, I didn't have any money, and I didn't steal or shoplift or anything, uh, but I needed to feed my little kitten. And so I went to Waiwa, where they have all these churches, and I walked like 3 miles or 2 miles to Waiwa. And I went to each church to see if they had cat food, like each food bank. And the first church was like a Catholic church. I was like, yeah, do you have any cat food? So they're like, no. The next church is the Lutheran church. Like, yeah, I really need some cat food. Do you have any cat food? She's like, no, we just have canned food. And then when I got like to the fourth or fifth church, it was a Seventh-day Adventist church. And I wasn't even going to knock at first. I'm like, Seventh-day Adventist? Is that even a church, you know? But I went ahead and knocked, and I was like, hey, I found this kitten, and I'm homeless with her, and I'm trying to take care of her. Do you have any cat food? And she's like, oh, I'm a crazy cat lady. I love cats. I have plenty of cat food, you know. And this nice person, Maxine, she was so nice. She gave me cat food every week and invited me to the service. And they ended up having a big potluck, vegetarian potluck every Saturday, and I really liked that. And so I ended up going to that church for 3 years, and you know, I found, you know, Keanu, and everybody there was really nice and helpful, and you know, they knew that I wasn't like hardcore religious, but I was just a good person, you know. And I volunteered there every weekend. I volunteered and worked at the thrift store they had there, and it was a really nice community. It got all turned to shit when Piss Boy came to town and his group of fucking psychopaths. You know, of course they ruined that for me. But they're evil. That's what serial killers do. They do evil things. That's what they are. Those guys are serial killers. He goes to church? Not anymore. Even though it has nothing to do with them. But anyways, yeah, so I don't go to that church anymore. But after the fire, this is the area that I found Moses in after the fire, because there was a huge fire, and I had to, and me and my friend, we went back the next night to try to find Moses and Keanu. Like, hey, how's it going? It's a cat.
It's a cat.
What did you think it was?
Spacesuit.
It's my little astronaut.
Did you see a little dog around?
No. Is that your dog?
Yeah.
Is he friendly?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's kind of sore, I think. He's trying to help the lady. I seen the lady this morning. She lost her dog last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, around here. So kind of trying to walk. I was walking by myself this morning, so I thought I'd find her.
Yeah, it
She
was.
fine.
Yeah, I saw. Well, yeah, a lady lost a dog a while back, an Asian lady, but.
Yeah, an Asian lady.
Oh, it's an Asian lady?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like photo or something.
Yeah, I think I know the lady you're talking about.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I used to live over here. I'm just coming back a couple years later. They changed it up and everything. But I'm thinking about moving back over here from town.
Okay.
But
Come on,
yeah, my name is Mr.G.
Mr.G.
Yeah.
Mr.G.
Cool.
G-Money.
Yeah. Maybe. Hopefully, if my stocks work out.
Yeah,
Thanks, Big Buck. But
Biden does some good.
yeah, you know, hopefully. But
Trump did pretty good.
I mean, you know, he gets a bad rap. You know, history will be a lot nicer to him. You know, because he's not a terrible guy. You know.
I voted for him. I
Yeah.
hate to admit it, but I did.
I didn't vote for him, but I liked him at the end, and I think he's better, maybe not policy-wise than Biden, but Trump's more honest, because I don't think Biden's the best guy, really. Like, maybe policy's better, but individuals, like,
Yeah.
Trump's a decent dude, you know.
Yeah,
he's not racist. He's not
Yeah.
a bad guy, you know. And the media was not fair to him at all. And Nancy Pelosi with her clapping, she's so mean, so disrespectful to the president of the United States, you know. But It's okay. You know, they don't even want him to run again. A private citizen. They're like, you can't run for president. It's kind of scary, you know. Like it's hard to even say that you. Oh, it's you know people that support him. It's hard to say because, you know, and I'm not like hardcore Republican, but I just thought that I just thought Trump was better than Biden. Like not personality wise, but like honesty wise, you know.
Shit, Biden like dropped dead. He's like.
I know, right? It's
Remember
like
when
not a good look.
Yeah.
He's a boring president, and it's like there's a shadow president because you know he's not doing all that. He's not doing anything. He can barely read the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Trump was doing like 10 rallies a day. Trump had a good heart, not literally and figuratively, you know. And Trump, you know, he like it's hard to say. Like I don't want to be shut off social media, you know, but it's like I don't know. That's the world we live in. Lucky we live Hawaii, you know. I mean, I'm glad I'm not on the mainland. Things are going so bad. Crime's up here too, but crime's up way there, you know.
I mean,
Yeah. This is one of my favorite parts of the island. You know, that's why I'm thinking about investing over if I'm going to buy a property, you know, because I mean, I love Hawaii, but safety is important, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. All right. I'll talk to you later. It's nice talking to you. If you want to check me on YouTube, like I said, Mr. G.
Mr. G, take it easy, brother.
Thanks. Shoots.
The cat's getting
Yeah. To be honest, I just came from a humane society. I had to put her down earlier, and it's okay. She grew up in this area over here. She was a kitten over here, so I'm gonna bury her over my friend's property, just so I can come back and visit. You know,
Yeah.
I love animals, and she's been my little sidekick for a long time. So it's okay. It's okay. Thanks, bro. Yeah. You know, it's part of life. You know, but thanks, dude. Thanks. You too. It's okay. It's okay, doggy. It's okay, guys. Well, yeah, there's a lot of secrets. That's another reason Trump was gonna reveal stuff. The Pentagon is being forced to reveal their UFO papers within like the next 3 months. So if Trump was in charge, you can guarantee he would have revealed more than that. Like we can't even really talk about it. I'm sorry, but I can't even. You know, we're in a different world now. There's a one world. I mean, we have a one country government right now. There's not even a Republican Party anymore. So we can't even talk about it. It's okay to be conservative, but there's nobody to vote for. So, and they don't want us to have anybody to vote for unless it's their guy. So we can't even really talk about it. NCATS likes Biden. I think that guy remembered me from back in the day. So we're gonna find a nice spot for her. See, there was one area way over there. Oh man. She was such a sweetie waiting for me for so long, for 8 weeks here. Yeah, she passed away at the beginning of the last stream. It's on the YouTube here. I have some milk, some water. I guess we should probably, we're gonna take a break and sit down, and I'm gonna tell a couple stories about Moses after we get a good spot up here. I think this is a good spot, but I kind of want a more private. So we'll go a little bit more private area. Oh shit. I can't believe she's gone. Well, I mean, she's right here, and she would be making noise if she wasn't gone, which is fine, you know. This is where I found her, right over here. Or I think it was like right over there, actually. Well, when not originally, but after the FIRE, after the forest fire, I found her right over here. Right here. God, I love you, Moses. Man, I wouldn't have made it without her, you know? I had it so hard when I found her. I had never been suicidal in my life. I wasn't suicidal then either, but life had just become so hard where I had boils all over me. I had broken glasses. I had no shoes, no food, no money, no friends, no job prospects. I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. And I was just like stunned. Like I looked homeless to people. Kids would make fun of me because of my look. And I was lost and I had nothing. And then I found Moses and that gave me something. It gave me something to wake up. I had to take care of this kitten. This kitten was my responsibility. It wasn't anybody else's responsibility but my own. And I had to take care of this kitten. I didn't have any money, but you know what I like? If you guys know me, I like challenges. I'd like to challenge myself. I like to do things. I like to accomplish things. Some people are like scumbags and they like to trick people out of their money. They like to use fake viewers and fake bots, and it's all the ends. The ends is for the means, or whatever the expression is, right? And so I'm not like that. I like to do stuff. I like to like make a montage video and work really hard on it, like 8 hours a day. I like to like get a classroom stream going and do a bunch of prep work, just like it was a regular class, and give somebody, the viewers, actually something good, something tangible, something that they can use, something that helps them in life. And that's what I do. I don't know why I was talking about that. Oh, okay, yeah, Moses. Well, with Moses, I was at the lowest point in my life and I was begging God for some answer or some sort of help. And then he sent me Moses, and she was in a burning bush. And Moses showed me that she gave me something to do, something to wake up for. I'd wake up and there would be a little kitten to feed. And you would think like, oh, well, you got enough to worry about. You don't need to be taking care of a kitten. And yeah, that maybe would have been the most logical, but that wouldn't have been the right choice. That would have been the wrong choice. Because having Moses, despite not having any money, despite being homeless, despite being at the worst position of my whole life, but having this little kitten to take care of, it lit a spark under me. No matter what, I had to take care of this kitten, no matter what the case was. I wasn't ever going to beg. I'm not going to ask anybody for money, but I had to figure out something, right? And so that was the first poetry slam I went to. And the first place was $100. And I was like, if I can win that poetry slam. That was when I met JR too. It's funny. I met JR and Moses the same week. But I didn't get first place in that poetry slam. I think JR's laughing messed it up for me. But I did get a bus pass. And JR did introduce me to the staffing partners. So I was able to get employment, but I did have to wait for my first check. And so when Moses was a kitten, I was stuck in this area of Hawaii, and the only way out was if you had bus money to take a bus or a car. You couldn't ride a bike out and you couldn't walk out, right? And so, but there was 3 supermarkets in this area, and I needed food for myself, and I was so scared to steal, but I had this kitten and I had to steal, And then I was at the campsite and Moses was hungry and I didn't have any money. And so I was like, fuck. I'm like, I'm going to have to steal it. I was thinking, well, Fancy Feast are really small, And so I was like, fuck. I could get the Fancy Feast and I just get 1 or 2 cans, and then, then Moses will be happy, And then, so then I was like, okay, let's just go there and check it out and see if it's easy. Well, first I went to the library and I researched shoplifting for like 2 days. And I just like looked into it, Oh, and I luckily got a library card because of the nice librarian. I went to this library, and everybody there was a bitch. Hey, 21-year-old, except for this one librarian. And she didn't have to give me a library card because you had to show proof of address. And I didn't have proof of address, but she still gave me a library card. And that library card did so much for me. It gave me somewhere to go during the day, despite all the boils I had all over me. And so, uh, about the cat food. So I had Moses as a kid, and I researched shoplifting, and then um, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but then I was just going to walk into the store and see what it was like. And so I went into a big box store, and I went to the cat food aisle, and all the internets are like, yeah, if you're going to steal something, do it in the cat food aisle, because nobody ever goes there, and nobody's ever going to steal cat food, you know. I'm all, I'm trying to steal cat food, you know. And then so I went to the cat food aisle, and then I couldn't do it at first. I was just like I can't do it. I had the little fancy feast, and I was like, I can't do it. I saw someone, I'm like, oh, you know. And then they had the radio on, the music on, and I'm in the cat food aisle. And then that song Roar comes on by Katy Perry, and I'm not a huge Katy Perry fan, all right. But there was something about that song and Roar being like a cat, and I was just picturing Moses, and it's like that song is just like about doing what you can, and like even though you may not be in the best spot, that you gotta like um, be a tiger, you know. And so that song was playing, and I just like got some confidence, and I was just like, it's like I am a tiger, you know, hear me roar. And I was just like picturing Moses the kitten, and then I was like, I'm getting Moses some cat food. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking stealing this cat food and giving it to Moses. And then it's like, I am a tiger. And then I like toughened up, and I put cat food in my pocket. And I was like, I'm giving my cat food. And then I walked out, and then like I looked at the security guard. I'm like, what are you gonna do? I'm giving my cat food. And then I didn't say that though. But then I walk out, and then I'm singing that song, I am a tiger. And then every time I would leave the campsite, I would leave the radio on, you know, so if anybody happened to come upon my campsite, then they would think, oh, somebody's there, or you know, also Moses would know that it's there. And so that was like the Katy Perry song came on in the Walmart. I am a tiger, and I'd filled my pockets with cat food and fancy feast. And then I get to the campsite, and Moses is a kid, and she's like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And then I take out the cat food, and she's like rubbing her head, she's like, cat food. And then guess what? The radio was playing, and guess what song was playing? I am a tiger. You know, and then I was just like, oh my God, that is a sign, you know. And then Moses was rolling all over the cat food with that song playing. She's like, I am a tiger. And she's like, every can, she's like rubbing her head against it. She's like, we got food, we got food, we got food, we got food. And then like I did that over and over. I would go to Fancy Feast, and I would fill up my backpack, and I would bring them out to Moses. So then we would stack them up, the Fancy Feasts. And then I started going even further and getting like gourmet Fancy Feast drinks, and you know, a big bag of Temptations and everything like that. And then I started just building a stash of cat food, and and then I stopped going to certain supermarkets, and I would just go to the same one because it was real easy at this one particular one. And I would just go in there once a week with a backpack, and then fill it up with cat food, and then leave. A couple times I actually filmed myself doing it, or I had somebody else film me. I'm like, hey, JR, come film me steal. I don't steal. I don't shop. I hate thieves. All right, but this was a special occasion. This was a special occurrence, right? And then after I started working, I stopped doing that, you know. But for the first few weeks, I would do that, and I did. It was longer than a few weeks, I guess. But I did steal a lot of cat food, and they actually did a small radio story. They may have showed my picture about the cat food bandit. I don't know if that was me or whatever, but anyways, I'll always remember Moses, uh, you know, and like sometimes you gotta like it's never okay to hurt somebody unless they're trying to hurt you. But you know, sometimes you have to break laws. I needed to feed my cat, and so I stole cat food. You know, it happened, and I'm not ashamed of it. And Moses was happy. And at that time, I didn't know like how to give her water or whatever. I wasn't used to being homeless with cats at first. And so all of her water came from the Fancy Feast, and I would try to pour her water, and she wouldn't even she wouldn't even drink it, you know? Robin Hood style, right? I'm gonna drink some water after I tell that story. Here, let's do some special effects. Or we'll just do normal. Thank you, Mr. Moss. Get some water. Man, I loved Moses so much, dude. You know, I was thinking about not even putting her to sleep and just taking her out here and just staying out here with her until she passed away. But that wouldn't have been the best thing to do. I got a bunch of more stories about Moses. We're just getting started. I could just bury her right over here. This is good of a spot as any. The soil's real loose here too. I think I will just go ahead and bury her over here. Should I bury her with a plastic bag or just open air? I had a nice box, a real heavy one, but I couldn't bring it. It's too heavy. Man, it's crazy being out here again. Here, I gotta urinate real quick. Everybody say bye to Moses. She's in there. Just gonna urinate real quick. Oh, yeah, I can see you. It's okay, guys. Just do 1 second. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 sec. Everybody say bye to Moses. Alright, we're gonna move a little bit, another spot. Sorry. It's too close. Close. Come on, guys. Almost there. All right. I'm gonna slightly out of spot. There's that good old rock. And cats. See if there's any path here. I could bury her under a mango tree. Love you, Moses, you know that? Looks like there's some sort of path right here. Here, we'll walk to the end and then we'll walk back. There's a tree. I know how hard that would be to get to. If I go to the end and walk back. Hey Moses, remember this area? You used to always run out here and well, see there's a mango tree. I could bury her under here. She'd sit on this rock a lot. Love you, Moses. Remember we used to sit right here, Mo? We used to sit on this grass and dream about better times. We ended up getting out of the street, Moses. We're indoor kitties. We're indoor kitties. It's okay, Moses. They don't know what we've been through, Moses. They don't know shit. Okay. Cool. Okay, Moses. hard to bury her over here. Those guys are looking at me. I see you too, Luco. I have a shovel. Easy, Sunshine. A spade. Is that what they call a shovel in Mars? Hey Moses, it's alright. So I guess it would have been easier the first area, but I'll just go further back. Don't worry guys, we'll bury her in a second. She would always look at those mountains. See those mountains in the distance? That was the last thing she saw. Thanks, countryman. She just looked up at the mountains before she died. One of the last things she saw. Sad. It's very, very sad. Alright, see if we can go down here and let's go further. Yeah. That's why I don't want it to be too close to these houses. Looks like somebody's camping here or something. This is our old camp area, I think. Part of it. Yeah, I remember tripping acid on these rocks. They would love to sit on these rocks. I think we were on the other side of these rocks over here, though. Unless there's some more of them. Because these rocks, you know, these were put here, they've been here for millions of years, right? Like, these weren't dragged out here. These rocks, these are volcanic rocks, huge-ass volcanic rocks that were shot up from those mountains back when they were volcanic mountains. Definitely was a tent right there. Somebody had a tent there. We'll probably go back to those rocks. Some more evidence of somebody back here recently. It's part of a tent. That tree looks like it's been scorched. That might have been the tree that Keanu used to love to climb. I think I remember that tree. And that can says. Either way, we're stopping for a break. Hey, weed's legal here, dude, so don't be a little dork.
Give me one.
Hey, Ducky, you should buy weed stocks.
Weed stuff? Well, mommy and daddy give me in trouble.
No, marijuana is about to be federally legalized, so if you buy cannabis stocks now, you profit. Some advice, Ducky. Focus, alright. Well, it looked like people have been out here, campers. We're gonna take a little break. I think I'm gonna bury her over by those stones. By the way, because those rocks, those huge volcanic rocks, they're not going anywhere. I'm almost positive that burned tree was the one that Keanu used to always climb. See, all this has grown since then. It's so crazy how fast shit grows here. Thank you. Sorry for my loss. Can't believe stuff. What time is it anyways? It's 4:20. So it's 3:53. Close enough. Let's play some of Moses' favorite music. Thanks, Lita. Play some music quietly. The average outside cat only lives 5 years. Whoa. Hey, Michael, the first song that came on is called General Fuzz. Just like Fuzz the cat. She had the best heart. Like, she never would get mad at another cat. She never hissed at another cat. The only human she ever got mad at was JR. She didn't like JR at all. She would let the little kid just squeeze her and hug her and just play with her. She was the sweetest cat. Even to the end, she would put her head, right before I put her to sleep, she's like, oh, like, I'm in pain. And she would put her neck right here on my hand. And she wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking water, but she would still purr. She was the sweetest cat. I'm so sad that I yelled at her 3 times, twice. Me and Moses literally spent years out here, just sitting here, listening to music, smoking pot. I didn't bring a lighter, but I got my fluidless electric lighter. Hopefully it works. They just invented these. You charge them with a USB cable. Thanks. I hope the memories will last forever. I'll always remember those stones. Moses used to love to sit on those huge rocks, so I'll bury her over there. Yeah, it works good. I mean, I never have to buy a lighter again. I don't smoke cigarettes, so lighters are rare anyways, you know? I love you, Moses. If you can hear me, I love you. You were my best friend, Moses, for so long, Moses. I take care of you. I take care of you. I take care of you. Moses hated cigarette smoke, but didn't mind weed smoke, just like most people. This joint's not burning good. Moses lost control of her bladder function. She couldn't use the bathroom. She started bleeding from her mouth. Like lots of gobs of goo was coming out of her mouth. I really prayed that she'd get better, you know? This is our old camp area. Guaranteed. That tree, oh my god, I have pictures of that tree that's half burned with Keanu on it. Moses really liked that Counting Crows song. Thanks, Nico. So I see this white tree. I remember MCAT's built a nice structure by tying rope around this white tree. That's like one of the only trees that survives a fire. And I remember Keanu used to climb that tree. It's been a long time. Yeah, a lot of people thought Moses was a he because the name. She was the cutest kitten. She had a really good heart. Like I said, she was the nicest kitty. She wasn't the most affectionate, but she was the kindest. She would never get mad at anybody. And like I said, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys if it wasn't for Moses. When I first got Moses and she was a kid, and I was taking care of her and I was working at jobs, I would show everybody pictures of her and, I was so obsessed with her, I loved her so much. And she did so much for me. Like she changed my whole perspective on life at the time. I had taken care of cats before and like I remember my brother being like, I'm taking care of my cat. Like, you make that the most important thing. I'm taking care of my cat. Like, fuck everybody. I'm getting some cat food. I'm taking care of my cat. I got a cat and I'm taking care of her. I take care of you. I would say that to her all the time. I'd have a bunch of, sayings that she would recognize. Cats have a large vocabulary. I'd have certain songs that I'd sing to her and stuff. Life is hard, guys. Life is short, but very wide. It's very wide. I had a short time with Moses, but we had so many memories. Alright, I should wrap this up. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, me, Moses, Keanu, the three of us lived here for 3 years. And like I said, I had Moses a year and a half before Keanu. Little white butterfly. Alright. I'm gonna put this out. I'm gonna put this out and then I'm going to well, I want to walk around here for a minute and then we'll go bury her by the big stones. We'll see if there's any more big stones. I'm pretty sure those are the only ones. But we'll see. You know, it's in life you really gotta live to learn. You live and you learn. Doesn't make it easier, doesn't make it more bearable. Thanks, Big Bluff. I brought a towel, Easy Fun. I brought a towel, Easy Fun Shine. Do you think I should wrap her in the towel? I also brought a black, like duffel bag type thing. God damn. Sucks talking about it. It has to be done though. You gotta be strong at certain times. I can't be balling the whole time here or we wouldn't get anything done. It's alright. I mean, I love Moses. There's nothing I can do. I can keep her memory alive. I can't change anything in the past. I can take care of my current CATs and I'll always appreciate what she did for me. And hey, who knows? Maybe there's a life after this. Maybe I'll see her again. We're all here, okay? It's a miracle that we even exist, right? It's a miracle we even exist. So, miracles do happen. And it's a hard world. That's why I stick with good people. Because I've run into too many fucking assholes that don't have a heart, that attacks people unprovokedly. This was from me. This was my drink from years ago. I think this is our old campsite, and this coffee, okay, I don't think I can see the expiration date, but this was my coffee from when me and Moses lived down here. What for that? Whoa. It's been 3 years since the fire, and a lot of the stuff is still charred out here. I wonder what this was. This was clothes? This was in a bottle. Aluminum foil. If that's not from Mr.G, then you're not in Mr.G's old campsite. It's funny, we might even find some Moses' old stuff. Look. It's a can of Fancy Feast from Moses. This was from Moses. Now I remember, this was from me too. This, there's a bunch of tent stuff, metal tent stuff right under all that. Don't let me forget my shit. Wow. Right here is where our tent was. And this, whoa, gotta be centipedes in there. That was my water bottle. See how it's like charred a little bit, the tree? See how this tree is charred? Old chair. Yeah, this is where the tent was. Wow. This is where me and Moses lived. And Keanu, me, Moses, and Keanu lived here for years and years. Keanu would climb these trees. He was the best climber. We're gonna bury her by the rocks. I just want to excavate some more of this stuff just for the hell of it. Oops. This right here. That was a little a beach chair. That was a beach chair that I slept in. Obviously it was new. Thanks, good stuff, man. I remember this. Yeah, I haven't been back here in years. There are no snakes in Hawaii. Wow. Look at this. This is one of the fancy feasts that I stole, the expensive fancy feast. What, you didn't believe me? This is mine. And if you say, oh no, man, that's just a random can of expensive fancy feast that was in the woods. No, the odds of that are 1 in a billion. You would have to have a random homeless person living in these random woods where no homeless person has been since I lived here. And then that homeless person would also have to have a cat. How rare is it to have a homeless person with a cat? Yeah, some homeless people have dogs, but a cat? That's fucking rare. Also, he would have to live back here, have a cat, and feed the cat not only fancy feast, but gourmet fancy feast. That's not just rare, that's extraordinary, really rare. Next to impossible. This was my fancy feast. This was Moses's fancy feast. Moses loved this fancy feast, the expensive fancy feast that I would steal. I stole this years ago. I'm sure it's random. No, bro, this is all my shit. Nobody's been out here since I've been out here, frog. This is my stuff. This is where me and Moses lived, dummy. See this beach chair? This beach chair used to be a full beach chair. I slept under it. You see that charred tree? MCATs built a huge fucking house structure around that tree. I don't even need to talk to you. You say anything else and you'll probably be banned. Quit ruining my fucking day. Or you can't ruin my day. You're just some fucking hater. I quit smoking. I can't believe I smoked for so long. Moses hated cigarettes. There used to be a path going this way. I want to see some more of my rubbish. Or my... This I might take with me. That's a memento. Actually, I don't need to. Block that fucker. Beautiful area that he trashed. You're never welcome in Hawaii. What is this, a pile of dirt I'm standing on? Beautiful area that he trashed. What a fucking idiot. There was a huge forest fire. This whole place burned to crisp, bitch. It had been covered with ash for fucking years. You slimy fucker. What are you doing watching me and my cat's funeral? If you're hate watching me bury my cat, you got fucking issues. If you're hate watching me burying my cat, you're gonna go to hell. If there's a hell, you're guaranteed there. Alright, frog, sorry. Yeah, a lot of this stuff wasn't... I'm out in the middle of a mountain. Dude, the thing is, nobody's been out here in years. I remember this was from something of mine. But this was covered in ashes. It's not like I would be able to get to this. And no, never mind, I'm not going to justify myself. What's this? Hey moderators, thank you. Thank you, countryman. Wow. God, I swear it's gonna punish. Thank you, Wyatt. God's gonna punish you fuckers. You guys are fucking pure evil. Like, and I'm not saying that jokingly. Like, you're an evil dude. Like, wow, man, there are some haters that I guess their fingers are shaking when they type that. It's so weird. They're such fucking losers. The difference is I'm real. AKA not a fucking huge loser trying to fucking scam people to give them money. A lot of these haters, they're other streamers with their bots. Because I'm not like every other streamer, if you haven't noticed. I'm nothing like any of those fucking losers. They're floozers. They all act like they know about the stock market now. They're fucking losers. They got nothing. It's such a peaceful little area and everything. Alright, I think this was the main area. Alright, I think this is going to be the spot. I wonder if they left their collar on. I could pour some milk on the grave. I'm not even gonna read the comment, but thank you for deleting it, because I don't need to see it, and I'm never gonna see it. So why did that person even type it? It's just gonna increase their chances of going to hell, literally. That comment they wrote, whatever it said, it's gonna increase their chances to burn in hell. It's not gonna do anything good for them. If there's karma, not good to write that shit. I have nothing to do with you. If you hate me because you're short, or you're stupid, or you're ugly, or whatever, don't blame me. It's not my fault. Just because I'm tall and good looking and intelligent, that doesn't have any credence against your own life. You need to go and do your own thing. I'm trying to bury my cat here. If you have any animosity towards me, now's not the time. It makes you look bad, real bad. It's like spitting on your mother. You know, people don't forget that shit. I'll eat some apple slices. Drink some milk. Yeah, Moses is in my backpack. I'm telling you, Nico, those other streamers, they're basically like serial killers, sociopaths. They're basically driving around looking for an old lady to rape. Like, I have nothing to do with them. I never mention them. I never bring them up. It's been years since I hung out with that fucking loser. Him and his alts and his mods still coming to my chat all the time like they fucking know me. Serial killers, they don't have the same moral compass as normal people. 95% of the people in this world are good people with morals, that are good moral compasses. And then there's 5 to 10% that are fucking sociopaths, that like to hurt animals and like to take advantage of people. And if someone shows them kindness, they'll find a way to take advantage of it. And for whatever reason, streaming, broadcasting, attracts those type of people, those sociopathic, psychopathic, delusional, narcissistic, evil types. This attracts them. I'm attracted to it for other reasons. You know, I don't look at the count of people, and people that watch me, you know that I act the same whether there's 5 people watching or 500 people watching. So, me, it's different. Me, it's about being counterproductive. You know, like 100 years from now, after I'm gone and all of us are gone, probably, people can watch this and learn from me and Moses. And the relationship that we had. We existed. Our lives mattered. Cat lives matter. And we catch. So that's why I'm doing it. I mean, I don't even have donations on or anything, you know? I'm not looking to get donations. Other streamers, yeah, they'd be trying to milk this. I just want to document it, and I know you guys know how much I cared about Moses. You know, I'm not, let's never talk about those guys again. It's always better if we just never talk about other streamers, because I'm so unlike all of them. So let's not even. But it is hard when they obviously come in here and talk shit. If you look at any other live stream on YouTube, anybody that's under 100,000 followers, if you have less than 100,000 followers, then your thumbs up to thumbs down ratio is always, no matter what you're doing. If you're just standing there and you're like a fat 40-year-old dude and just standing there, your thumbs up ratio is still 100 thumbs up to 10 thumbs down. There's no like hate. There's no attacking. There's no, you know, if a guy's burying his cat, the odds somebody that's going to talk shit to you on YouTube, it's very slim. Unless you came in contact with somebody known as Black Death Andy. And if you had come in contact with this guy, his group of eh, disgusting humans will insult you and attack you if you're grieving. They're that kind of people. So, yeah. So, yeah, there's a weird dynamic. And the reason I'm attacked so much is because I'm so unlike them. I'm not full of shit. I'm not a liar. Hey, guess what, guys? Have you heard about the stock market? Yeah, it's pretty popular. Maybe I'll do some morning streams where I act like I know everything about it and act and just lie and see if you guys will donate to me. Yeah. Or not. Or I'll be honest about it and be like, yeah, the stock market is really good right now. It's a bubble. Bubbles do break, but it is a good bubble. So if you have money to invest and you want to learn about the stock market, guess what? That's what I've been doing. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I know much about millions of things about it. I've only been studying it for a month or two, but I have made money, and I'm not that much money, but I have made a little bit of money in the stock market, and I will be honest with you, and I will talk to you about it like a real person, not a scammer. Not a liar. If I was a liar, if I was a scammer, it's apples from McDonald's. If I was a liar, if I was a scammer, then I would like have these elaborate streams where going broke with GameStop, getting rich with GameStop, trying to like it's fucking lame as fuck. Demon Andy was okay, but still, you know, like I hung out with him. He wasn't that cool. He was very like trying to be like super machismo, super masculine, and it's like, yo, sorry, I'm not gonna be your friend if that's what you're gonna do, dude. Sorry. Like, we'll have a pissing contest somewhere else, bro. I like cats. I'm fucking 41. Hey, thanks, I'm Callie. See, there's a lot of good people here. 95% of people on Earth, 90% probably, are not sociopaths. They're not serial killers. But some people, and that particular group of people, for whatever reason, that guy attracts psychopaths, sociopaths, incels. You know, he is like the king of their incels, you know. Not many women like him. Very, 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 very few women of any ages like any of those guys. I hate to break it to you, but women don't like Burger Planet. Women don't like Ice Poseidon. Women don't like... You can go down the fucking list, man. The only people that would like him or would be viewers are the type that would come and try to talk shit about my dead cat. Those are the only type. And like I said, if you're on YouTube with under 100,000 viewers, it's 99% thumbs up. It's so rare to have somebody just to talk shit for no reason. It's so rare to get down votes. That's so fucking rare. That's why, like, I stay the furthest away from them. I don't ever want to collaborate with anybody. I don't want to work with anybody. I don't know any of you. I don't watch any of you. I have nothing to do with you. And sooner or later, you guys they will figure that out. All right, so let's get the shovel out. This is Moses' time. I'm probably not going to read the chat for a little bit because I just don't want any issues. I'm just trying to bury Moses. Young is cool, yeah. A lot of them are cool if they're comfortable in their own skin, just like anybody in life. People that are comfortable who they are, they're generally cool. People that aren't, they're generally like looking to get people or insult people or take advantage of people, you know? So, yeah, Young is comfortable in his old skin, in his own skin, in his old skin. I'm probably older than him, right? Hey, Adam, thanks. But Young would never go into somebody else's chat and just start talking shit. Even if he hates the dude, like SJC, I hate SJC too. But Young would never go in his chat and just be like, oh, blah, 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 you know? But SJC's probably talking shit about my dead cat right now. Ice Poseidon, probably talking shit about my dead cat. They're fucking evil. They are horrible people. That's it. We're not gonna bring up any other streamers and all. And the only reason I even would bring them up is because they come in the chat. Not the good ones, but the bad ones come in the chat under their alts and talk shit. Because they're sociopathic rejects. They're rejects from the world. They may not know it, but they are. From the civilized world. That's why a lot of people that watch me, they don't watch other people. Alright, but we're not talking about that. We're only talking about Moses from now on. You think I should pour some milk on the grave? I don't goat on IP2 at all. I don't even go on any of the directories either. No, I don't advertise on IP2, bro. Could you ban that person, whoever's saying lies about me, mods? I advertise on IP2. I don't ever been to the IP2 in months, probably 6 months, dude. So no, I don't advertise on there, bro. You're either misled or you're lying, or you're lying or somebody lied to you. Facts, and that's it. And I'm not talking to you about anything because I'm moving on, bro. Who are you? Leave me alone. No, you're incorrect. Nope, don't ever go to IP2. I swear on my fucking dead cat, you stupid ass. Huh? Did that get you? I swear on my fucking dead cat that I'm not advertising on IP2. Huh? That. Huh? That's you. That's you. I advertised, I swear on my dead cat that I've never advertised on IP2, and that I haven't been on that website in fucking months. So you? Me? I shut you the fuck up. Thank you, I love you too. It's my nice shovel I get to use. Thank you for coming by, Nessa. Thank you all for being there for me. And thank you guys for being there when my kitties were sick and when we were scared or in trouble. Thank you guys. Because you guys know how much they mean to me. So I got this nice shovel. That's why it's insulting. Like, bro, I'm not like competing with you or anything, dude. Like, it's so stupid. You named yourself Captain Content. That basically means don't ever speak to me in your entire life. I mean, if you named yourself, you didn't just give yourself a nickname. You like sat and thought about it. Look, I wish you the best of luck. You're not gonna have it with a name like that, but just stay 15 feet away. Because you named yourself Captain Content, okay? You didn't just give yourself a nickname. You sat there, you fucking thought about it. You're like, Content Cat, I could get a hat. I could say, spades in the chat, anchors in the chat. Like, oh my god. And then you could use bots every stream. Yeah, you'll trick them. Dude. And nobody will notice that you're, never mind. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Moses. Because he's still watching. Sorry, dude. You seem like a nice guy, but don't ever fucking talk to me again. I'm sorry. Like, there's a million people in the world. You don't need to talk to me unless... You're right. This is Moses' time. For a second, I was craving a cigarette. I haven't had a cigarette nicotine in over a month. But being back here, you know... That's what I told him, cats. Well, I haven't told him that yet, but I'd be willing to, you know, let him, well, Whoa, look at this rock. It's coming apart. Wow. See, nobody's been out here. Nobody's even touched this rock. Look at that. For years. Look, I just ripped off a part of a rock. Wow. All right, you guys. See, the way the things grow around here is really odd. So I want you guys to remember this. So remember these rocks there. These rocks here. Oh yeah, I remember. And then these were over here. Oh my God. This is the spot. This is where we lived. Fuck. And that tree was right over there. I lived here for so long, man. Right here is where I lived. I tripped acid here first time in Hawaii. Alright, you're right, Mrs. J. Let's get to work. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Thank you for staying up with me, Mrs. J, and everybody. Set up the camera here. And, I guess what I'll do is I'll put her right here, then I'll roll over this rock on top of it. And hopefully nobody camps here or anything. I got reflexes like a cat. See what the battery's at. Wow, we're running pretty low on battery. We might just end all of a sudden, guys, and I don't have any juice. Get out the gloves. Hope I didn't lose my gloves. I'm flustered today because I got so much shit going on. Oh, shit, the hair. So how deep do you think it should be? Alright, I'm going to start counting. Because it makes me work faster. 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 58, 57, 56, 55. Sixty. Hey guys. This part of the island so to have a lot of clay soil. Clay in the sun. So good soil. Clay. You know, it's a really nice shirt. I'm gonna put on my apron. Oh, let me put my sunglasses either. Okay, it's getting bigger. And what the mongoose eating was just that let the bugs eat her. They'll drag her off somewhere. You know, mongoose almost killed Keanu when he was a kitten. Beat him up an inch of his life. I had to take him to the vet. It's getting deeper. I don't want her to have room to lay down. You know? If I was ever gonna bury some treasure in cats, it would be up here. Now cats is like, why are you letting them know? Have any of you ever buried a cat before? The last time I buried a cat was when I was like 10 years old. It was one of Feo's kittens that didn't survive. Oh no, I guess I buried Fuzz. I helped Michael bury Fuzz. Alright, get you guys a different angle. So I'd say it's about 3 feet deep right now at the deepest point, but it's not wide enough. Try to widen it. Ooh, it's a good workout. Right. Hey. Get the gloves on, makes it easier. Definitely doesn't make it harder. Right. 'It's making it deeper. It's wider. Just chip and scoop? Yeah, it seems the most efficient. $60, $59, $58, $57, $56, $5, $4, $2, $51, $50, $59, $57, $56, $52, I remember when Michael and me did this with Fuzz, he did most of the digging. Alright, a couple more minutes of digging. Should be good. I guess I'm gonna roll a rock on top of it too. More room. Yeah, it's this starts red because it has a lot of clay in it. It's a good resting spot, Moses. It's gonna be okay, Mosey. See you on the other side. I think that's about it. Alright. I don't think it's even charging. Alright. Hey mods, block that person, please. I should have never had to read that. No, a lot of people cared about Moses. They know how much I cared about her. So get the hell out of here and hope you rot in hell, bloodbath. You don't belong here, dude. Go follow your piss boy, aka Pedo Poseidon. What are you doing? God's gonna punish you. Bloodbath. God is going to punish you. I put a curse on you, bloodbath! How dare you say those things to me? God, curse that man. Make his life hell. Alright. So she's here. She's already stiff. Love you, Moses. I guess I should keep her in the bag. I know, Ice Poseidon sits when he pees. And it's not because of a prostate issue, it's just he's that much little of a man. She still has her collar on. I guess I shouldn't take her out of the bag, huh? Oh. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Dear Lord, thank you for giving me Moses. She was my best friend, my only friend for a long time. There was a point when I came to Hawaii where I had nobody. I had no one to call, I had no one to help, I had no job, I had no money, I had nothing. And then I found Moses, and she gave me something. And that's what you need in life. You need something. You need something to take care of. You need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And Moses was my reason. You know, Moses got it. So I didn't give up. Moses would never let me give up. Every time Moses saw me crying. Out here. In these woods. On this rock. Every time. Every time I was about to break down, she would run right to me wherever she was. She'd run to me and she'd say, stop. Say, you don't cry. You don't cry. Don't do that. You keep your head up. She would never let me cry. She was the strongest, most stoic, kindest kitty. She had the strongest soul. She had the old soul. She had an old soul. I never had a cat do that. If ever I was about to cry, she would run right to me and be like, hey, don't do that. You don't cry. Don't you be sad. I can never repay Moses everything that she did for me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't know animals, and you don't know cats, and you don't know dogs. She gave me everything. And I wasn't perfect at all. I made mistakes. I yelled at her twice. One night I didn't come back. And she always forgave me. She was on her own for 8 weeks, and she waited for me for 8 weeks. And I never gave up. She never gave up on me. She waited for me here at this spot. This place was burned to a crisp, and Keanu was gone. She waited for me. She didn't have food, she didn't have water. She just waited here for 2 months, for 8 weeks, exactly 8 weeks she waited. And then I found her and she lived for another 3 years. Alright. I love you, Moses. I'll always love you. I'll always remember you. Until we meet again, Moses. Love you, Moses. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thank you for this opportunity, God. We live in a very, very scary world. There's evil people everywhere. There's evil people that attack good people. They attack them in real life. They attack them in chat rooms. They attack them during my live stream. Thank you for giving me someone as good as Moses to teach me how to be good and to teach me how to be a better person and to teach me how to be right. Thank you for giving me such a good friend. And please bless her. And if there's an afterlife, I would love to see Moses again. And she was my best friend. And like I said, we live in a very hard world. So thank you for protecting me. Thank you for protecting Moses for all these years. Thank you for watching over us and protecting us. Thank you for protecting all the good ones in the chat that know how I feel. They know how much I love Moses and how much Moses loved me. Please keep protecting us. And please keep evil and harm and haters and terrible people away from us. And keep protecting us and keep teaching us. And we'll keep doing good. And we'll keep protecting good and taking care of cats and taking care of the ones that can't take care of themselves. And thank you for the opportunity. I love you, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Love you, Moses. Let's see if I can move that smaller rock on top of here. I said it, Pete. No? Remember, she's under this rock. We are cats. We love each other. We sense good people and love the good people and hiss at the bad people. I love you, Moses. I'm sorry. I love you, Momo. If I had a pen, I could write Moses on it. little milk. I love you, Moses. I love you, Moses. I'm gonna try to carve my name, right? I mean Moses' name. See if I have a pen or something to carve it. I should be able to carve Mo. Oh yeah, this works really good. Thanks, Big Blood. Thanks, Countryman. Thanks, Maya. The choppers are back. You know, I always taught Moses, well, we were always quiet back here, and so one thing I taught her how to do is to give me a heads up. Like, because I always do that in general to people I know, like, hey, what's up? And Moses, whenever I see her, I'd be like, hey, what's up? And so she started, hey, what's up? And so whenever I get home, I'd be like, what's up? And then she'd be like, what's up? You can teach a cat to do that. 2014, 2021. She was well loved for those years. I put Moses 2014, 2021, and then over here I'll put Momo. But then I'll put over here We Cats. Alright. Alright, see the picture, then you can go to my Instagram. I'll post it right now. Oh, I'm posted. Fuck, did I even take a picture? I didn't even take a picture. Oops. Alright, I'm uploading it on Instagram right now. Hashtag Miracle Moses. Actually, Miraculous Moses. And hashtag Moses.cat. I'm gonna do a desktop stream probably tonight and or tomorrow, and I'll show you a lot of old pictures of Moses. So it's uploading right now. There's a chopper. I wonder what I'm doing. I'm done dressed, burying something. They can probably zoom in and see where it says Moses. I love you, Moses. You were my best friend for the longest time. This one. Did she even use these? No, she didn't. She was so good. God damn, she was such a good kitty. I love her so much. I'm running low on battery, guys, so if it F's out, then I'll have to talk to you when I get that. Thanks, Big Buck. She was the nicest kitty when Keanu was a kitten. Keanu would like ride her like a horse basically. And Peach too, and she would never like beat him up. You know, she was always just so nice. You know, she's the sweetest kitty. So, I don't know where the case for the shovel is. Wait. We're going. Not the same. Life is not the same with Moses not here. Life is not the same without Moses. How is this fold? Oh, like that. my shovel, huh? Alright, we'll definitely come back here. Love you, Moses. I'll never be able to repay you. You were always such a good friend. Love you, Moses. It's weird how that wind just... I wish I could have given you a better life, Moses. I wish I could have given you a longer life. Thank you for everything you've done for me, Moses. I'll never forgive you. I'll be talking about you when I'm 70 years old, when I'm 80, when I'm 100. I'll be talking about you, Moses. You're a legendary cat, Moses. Without you, there would be no Mr.G. I love you, Moses. Moses wouldn't want me to cry. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for coming today. You know, some people in life don't have much. And a lot of times in my life, all I had was Moses. You know, it's a miracle that we even exist. It's a million miracles that we exist. That we're on the speck of dust out in the middle of the corner of the Milky Way. Life is short. It's a miracle we're even here. Hey everybody, let's be nice to everybody. Let's not just go and start being mean and talk mean and be mean and hurt people, alright? Moses never would do that. Moses taught me more than any other cat and any other animal has. So many nights it was just me and Moses for years. Me and Moses and a little radio. Moses taught me to appreciate what you have. Because life would have been a lot worse if it wasn't for her. And during that time in my life when I had nothing, I had to live off a can of sardines every day. Me and Moses would share a can of tuna every day. We didn't even have a tent. For a few months we lived under an umbrella. Me and Moses, we lived under a rainbow umbrella. Every night we'd get under the umbrella. On a pallet. We'd sleep on a pallet with an umbrella. She taught me a lot about life. She never looked down, no matter how bad things got for her. She never looked down. She never had a bad day in her life. At one point, she had 2 huge tumors on her. Didn't faze her at all. She's still the same. You know, she's still cheerful Moses, you know. She taught me a lot. She taught me that this world is very, very hard. There's evil people in this world. There's murderers. There's rapists. They'll attack you for with no reason. For looking at them, they'll kill you. Keep away from those people. Don't watch them on YouTube. Don't talk to them. Don't keep away from them. And protect the good people, because Moses was good. Mr. G is good. There are good people in the world. Most people are actually good, but there are evil people. Keep the evil people away and keep the good close and protect them. You don't gotta go be prom king. You don't gotta drive 100 miles per hour. You don't gotta impress anybody. You just gotta take care of the good ones, the ones that love, and the ones that can teach you, and the ones that can make you a better person. So we'll go on to the next life and we'll meet there. And there are beautiful people, and there's beautiful creatures like Moses and me. And there's beautiful people in the chat that care about me. And I appreciate all of you beautiful people that came and that know me, that know my heart. Thank you guys for coming here. Moses would appreciate it. Moses loved meeting people. Moses loved people. She would go right up to anybody, except JR. But everybody else, Moses loved. She taught me a lot. She taught me about good and evil. She taught me about life. She taught me about loving. I once had an attractive woman here, and she loved Moses. Moses was the best. There won't ever be any kitty like her. She transcended cats. Keanu is a cat. Peach is a cat. Moses was a cat, but Moses was more than a cat. Moses had an old soul. And Moses was an angel. She was sent here to teach me. She showed me how to go to church. I would have never went to church if it wasn't for Moses. Those 3 years, I went to church every Saturday. I started going for the cat food. Then I kept going. And that was because of Moses. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Like I said, I'm going to do a desktop stream and Moses pictures and stuff. And thank you for coming here and joining me today. This isn't for sympathy. I'm just appreciate the ones that are here, like Mrs. J and Big Block and Nessa and Wyatt and Countryman, all the real ones. If I miss anybody, Pebs, Flowers, everybody. You know the real ones. I'll always care about you. I'm sorry I didn't get more time with Moses. Like I said, she wasn't even 7 years old. But during that time, I've grown more in that last 7 years than I have in my entire life. Now I'm finally confident. Now I'm finally an adult. Now I don't need to impress anybody except for somebody like Moses. Moses is the only one. People like Moses and cats like Moses are the only ones that I need to impress. I don't need to make any friends. I don't need to be prom king. I don't need to be a millionaire. I just need to make people like Moses happy. Because when those people come in your lives, whether it's through a stream, through real life, through anything, you want to keep those people. Keep the real ones. Don't watch the old ones. Keep the old ones away. And that's what's important. It's not important. It's important to take care of who I love and the real ones. Image is not important. Ego is not important. Moses was important. What Moses taught me is very important. Me and Moses went through the hardest times. I probably won't ever have to go through times that hard ever again. But it would have been a hell of a lot harder if Moses wasn't there. Living off of a can of sardines a day, it's hard. But when you have Moses, a friend like Moses, makes it a hell of a lot easier. Sitting in a tent for hours during a 3-day rainstorm is hard. But when you got someone like Moses keeping you company, makes it a lot better. I'll never be able, I said it before and I'll say it again, I'll never be able to pay back everything Moses gave to me, everything Moses taught me. We cats. Alright guys. I really need to get some water. Thank you everybody who I haven't seen in a while. Come check out my classes sometime on Twitch. I'll be doing that again. I really enjoy doing that. You know? But like I said, Moses was very important to me. I'll be talking about her for years. She was one of the best friends I ever had. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. And no cat has ever saved my life like Moses has. Like I said, anytime I was about to cry, Moses would be right there. She'd be like, hey, don't you cry. You got good things coming. That's what I would always say. You know, we spent years homeless. Like, we got good things coming. Don't worry, Moses. We'll get a place soon. We'll be indoor kitties. Well, she got a place and she lived indoors for 3 years. Alright, guys. Protect the ones you love and love them every day. You know, don't say, oh, I'll just be me and I'll make it up, because you may not have a chance to make it up. Don't say something that you're going to later regret. Always love the ones that love you best, like Moses. She was purring till the very end. She always loved me. It's like I didn't even deserve that much love. She loved me so much, and I felt like I didn't deserve it. Just like Keanu, they love me so much. But hey, that's what we're doing. We're learning. We're learning for the next life. You know? Nobody knows what happens after this. Moses could be waiting for me with Buzz and Sam. Samster. But I do know it's important to learn. And it's important to teach. And Moses taught me a lot. So thanks, guys. I'm going to end the stream. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. And yeah. Thank you. Moses the cat. Signing off. I love you, Moses. Take care of you. I love you, Mo. Mosey Patrol. I love you, Moses. We cats. Mo. Moses, I love you. I'm sorry. Don't worry, Moses. I'll see you again. I'll see you soon, Moses. I love you.